Good morning, currency kings and queens. I just wanted to go over a couple of charts before the market opens on this Friday. Amazing Friday. But what I didn't do was get the news. Um, and I need to get that. So let's just hop right in on what we have for news. I don't think I'm going to put the chart up for news. I'll just kind of briefly read off what we have for today being June the 27th. So we've got red folder at 7:30 with core PCE and GDP. GDP is with the CAD and core is with the US dollar. And then the rest of the day is yellow folder news. So around 7:30ish in about 30-40 minutes, we will have some news being released. But while we're talking about that, we can look at NAS real quick because I've been having my eye on NAS. So if we look at NAS on the weekly time frame, it is remaining bullish. It is still trending above the moving average. On the daily time frame, it broke above these levels. This is the resistance level that it was trying to break above and decided to do that with pretty good volume. So once we broke above that area, we are still trending above that area and maintaining, but we have created some fair value gaps. So what I am looking for specifically this morning, especially with the release of news, I wouldn't recommend hopping in pre-market. I just let the market do what it's going to do. And then when it opens and settles, look for your trade. But as you know, NAS typically, and some of the other currencies, commodities, indices, futures, whatever you want to trade, pre-market, it does a lot of the corrective moves. So you'll see a lot of gaps and things being filled and balances and things like that being filled. But when the market opens, then it has typically a direction that it's going to go in. But it usually does all of its cleaning up before the market opens. It typically does big moves, and then when the market opens, it kind of starts to pick up where it left off. A lot of the times, not every time, because as we know, the market has a mind of its own. But with that being said, what I am looking for today, since it shot up, there's volume here and then there's a fair value gap, if you can see, because I have it on. So this level of support was created and it ranged for a little bit. And I'm thinking, since the uptrend is just such an uptrend, that was the range that it had and it broke out. What I'm looking for is a pullback. I'm looking for it to pull back. It may or may not pull back this morning, but I'm looking for a pullback for an entry. And once it gives me that pullback, I'll make my entry on the 15 or the 30-minute chart. Now, what I'm aiming for as far as profit, let's look at that. So being that this is the high of the high, you want to just do your ratio. So if you usually get 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, I would set your marker to give you that 2 to 1 or that 3 to 1. So say you're on the, sorry y'all, say you're on the 15-minute chart and you're looking for a sniper entry, and you find that sniper entry. Say it goes all the way down to this demand zone. I like to look at it going towards the structure because it's a pretty strong level of structure that was created. So if it pulls back to this structure area, I'm fine with that. I'll start looking at sniper entries. So say it pulls down, pulls back to that area. You want to mark your chart up and put it a little bit past the last wick, and then take your 2 or 3 to 1. With today, if the volume and the news continues to go the way that it's going right now, or it appear to be headed for today, then I'd say it wouldn't be a problem to get a 3 to 1 today. So just be really careful, practice your risk management, and hopefully you have a wonderful trading day. There's a lot of fair value gaps that it's going to try and close, but hopefully that's done pre-market. But we know news is out now. If it just so happens, I was looking at the possibility of not getting a pullback at all if y'all going to be risque. And if you see the resistance area, if it pulls back here, I mean, there's several ways to enter on this trade. So that's why I was looking at it and kind of rubbing my hands together like, yeah. But it's just poised in position to continue up. NAS is very bullish. And then we're waking up this morning. Let's see. With the range and it breaking out of that range. There's just a lot of upside to NAS, but being the high that it's at, I don't know how far it's going to go. That's why I say practice risk management. Trailing stops are really good for this type of trade as well, if there's not a huge amount of volatility. So just wait past the news. If you're a news trader, more power to you. But I also wanted to go over gold for today. So looking at gold on the higher time frame, gold has broke below the moving average. We're looking for sales on gold. I also had a trend channel that was on gold, and it broke below that as well. So sales on gold would be my guess. But just like NAS, it did a lot of dropping yesterday evening, probably after 7 p.m. I was in a trade and I got a little bit of scalping done on it, but as with gold, as with NAS, I'm waiting on a pullback. So if I get a decent enough pullback, I will enter into this trade with the same look for here. That's not too far from there, and then we got another level here. This is a stronger level, so just be careful. And when it's that strong, I like putting a thicker line, because look at all the touches here. There's a touch here, there's a touch there, there's a touch there, there's a touch there. So this area would be a super strong resistance area. I would really watch heavily and probably try to take off either half or most of your profits and let a runner run. But that's pretty much all I have for y'all today. Hopefully y'all get into the market and kill it. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. That's all. Until next time. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Until next time.